Deandre Ayton is dominating in his first postseason with the Phoenix Suns. One of Ayton's best two-way sequences is this run of 3 consecutive plays, which summarizes everything that has made him so effective. First, he runs the floor, then rolls hard to the rim to score inside off of a Chris Paul pass. Back on defense, he contains a bump from LeBron James, then contests his shot before hustling back up on offense. And then he gets under the rim to be in position for a layup after burying LeBron. On today's episode of The Void, let's get into why Ayton is playing the best basketball of his life with a defined offensive role, defensive activity, and pure hustle. The number one knock on Ayton coming out of college was his motor, but he's been the hardest working player for the Suns in the playoffs, constantly imposing his will on the offensive boards, battling to grab second chance opportunities. He's putting swim moves on smaller players to discard them from plays because his job is to hustle and to run. As the Suns push the pace, he runs up the middle of the floor to be in position for a pass. He will often go into a full-on sprint to beat his opponents up the court, and this effort sets a tone for his team. Even if he doesn't immediately receive the ball, he can seal off smaller guys like he does here against Dennis Schroeder and be in position to grab offensive boards. Similarly here, he hustles up the floor and bodies Schroeder again, then makes a gorgeous kick out to Mikal Bridges for a 3. Sometimes he won't score or pass at all. Here, watch how the Lakers defense collapses into the paint to prevent a pass to Ayton. That only opens up Cam Johnson for a corner 3. Or right here, Ayton sprints from out of frame to get in Caruso's way to free Booker for a layup. Playing this style requires sacrifice for the greater good of the team, and Ayton is doing it at a high level.
You could see it in his face pregame that he was ready to go. And, as a collective whole, us being on him a lot during the game, getting him prepared for this moment, he responded to it and he stepped up, so that's big time.
Ayton averaged career lows in points and shots per game, but his role as a strong screener is critical to helping Paul and Booker generate buckets. During the regular season, Paul and Ayton paired up to run a pick and roll more than any other combination in the league. But the ball didn't always end up with Ayton, since he'd roll hard down the lane just to force defenses to rotate to stop a lob. But against the Lakers, Ayton is feasting. He's finishing lobs, scoring through contact, and making the Lakers pay when they don't help inside. The Suns also frequently run a dribble handoff with Ayton giving the ball to Booker. Since Booker is such a scoring threat, the Lakers shade 3 players toward him, and that frees up a whole bunch of space in the paint for Ayton. When he's not setting screens, he's hanging around the dunker spot, keeping his hands ready for dump-off passes. And if he's not doing that, he's putting spin moves on a flopping Andre Drummond and dunking in his face.
Whenever DA gets going, it opens up the game for the guards. So, the fact that he rolls hard every time, it helps everyone out there on the court. He's been rolling all series, just getting behind the defenders in the pick and roll. And I'm pretty sure he's gonna keep doing that because that's where he's been eating. So keep rolling hard and we gonna find him.
Ayton was criticized for his defense entering his rookie year, but he's improved seemingly every month of his career. Now in his 3rd season, he's becoming an impactful rim protector. Though he logged only 1.2 blocks per game during the season and has under 1 per game against the Lakers, good defense is about far more than swatting the ball. Ayton has become a strong positional defender who can protect the rim using the rule of verticality. He's long, strong, and now he's smart. Great example right here. Drummond screens for LeBron and Ayton is in a drop coverage. He needs to protect against a pull-up or a drive by LeBron and a pass to Drummond. So he times his leap at LeBron at the precise moment he tries to throw a lob. The Suns get the ball back and go the other way. In man-to-man situations, he also plays fundamental defense. Against Anthony Davis on this play, he never bites on pump fakes and simply puts a strong contest on his shot. This has happened time and time again throughout the series, a sign of his growth as a defender versus elite talent. He's also gotten much better at even switching screens onto guards. Dennis Schroeder has a hard time creating space against him, and Ayton can slide his feet to contest or even block his shots. By playing defense at this level, Ayton is giving the Suns exactly what they need. Ayton emerged as an impactful two-way center this season for the Suns, but he's never played better basketball than he has in this year's playoffs. I wrote an entire feature about the Suns back in March, interviewing Ayton and many others from the organization, which you can find the link to in the description below to learn more about him and the team. One quote that didn't make it into the story was when Ayton said, "The basketball gods blessed me." I asked him what he meant by that, and he said, "The body I have, the opportunity I'm in, the situation I'm in, to have that pressure on me to be the anchor of the defense, I love it. The reality is, it's a pleasure. I wake up every day knowing that I have my team on my back. I love that quote now because the Suns are going toe-to-toe with the Lakers in their first-round series, and Ayton is one of the big reasons why. He's proven that he walks the talk. Thank you for watching this week's episode of The Void, and thanks to the team for putting it together. Please subscribe to The Ringer to get episodes of The Void in your feed every Thursday, plus all of our other great NBA content and everything else we got here. Thank you again. I hope you have a fun rest of your day.